It's over there, mate. Just there.
Sierra Oscar 595 receiving.
If you would,
Yeah, we've found him. IC1 male. Shot through the head at close range by the looks of it.
Morning, sir.
Sally, whatever you're about to do, drop it. There's been a fatal shooting up by the Canley Sports Centre.
We got AMIP on the case.
They're on the way now. Let me know what happened.
Sir.
If the pathologist is cutting this morning, we might have the bullet in a couple of hours.
Well, at least we got a name to the face. Stuart Patrick Ronson, age 34, address 28 Askill Road. Wife reported him missing last night. No MISPA report, as there were no suspicious circumstances.
Gangland execution, Gov?
Except that the victim doesn't appear to have any gangland connections. Apparently he went for a game of squash with his boss and never came back. Sally, will you pass on the news to his wife, please?
Gov. Rod. Mrs. Ronson?
Yes?
Detective Inspector Johnson, this is Detective Constable Skase.
You found him, haven't you?
May we come in, please?
He's dead, isn't he? If it was anything else, you'd have phoned. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. You just know, don't you?
Mrs. Ronson, we found a body that matches the description of your husband. Now, obviously, we can't be certain,
I see.
but
And how did this body die?
he was murdered.
But it might not be him.
The only way we can be sure is if you come with us to the mortuary.
Right. But like you said, it might not be him. I'll get my coat. It's Stuart. Cover him up, please.
You don't miss anything, right?
Okay. Yeah, I ran Ronson's details through the computer. Nothing.
I didn't think there would be somehow. Any joy with the bullet?
Yeah, we're in luck. Should have in a few hours.
Good.
Gov, I've got Mrs. Ronson next door when you're ready.
What do you make of her, Sally?
She seems genuinely shocked, but keen to help. I'm not sure how long she'll stay that way, though.
Right. Better strike while the iron's hot then, haven't we? Hello, Mrs. Ronson. I'm Detective Superintendent Wells. Thanks for coming in to talk to us. Can I get you something? Cup of tea, coffee?
No, thanks.
Just a few questions. You reported your husband missing at 1 a.m. this morning, is that correct?
That's right.
Did he never stay out late?
Not without phoning to tell me, no. That's why I was worried.
Did you try calling his boss's house?
He told me he'd left Stuart at the bar.
Presumably he had other friends at the club.
I suppose so, yes.
Did he have an active social life?
Oh, yes. Work hard, play hard, that's Stuart's motto. And God help anyone who tries to stop him. Even me, his wife. Still, it's me he comes home to, isn't it?
Are you saying that your husband was not entirely faithful?
Stuart may be an outrageous flirt, but he does know where to draw the line.
Of course. Can you think of anyone who might have held a grudge against him?
Mrs. Ronson, we're just trying to get an idea of why your husband posed such a threat to someone who was killed.
Of course you are. Yes. It's funny, isn't it? You keep saying, did he do this and did he do that? And I keep saying he does this and he does that. But you see, he would have told me, wouldn't he? He wouldn't keep secrets from me. I mean, any trouble on the horizon, we'd weather it together. Well, that's what husbands and wives do, isn't it?
I think we'll leave it there, Mrs. Ronson.
Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, I don't keep secrets from him.
Mrs. Ronson.
You can't have secrets in a marriage. What is it they say? A trouble-halved... How does it go? Stuart would know.
Well, the club secretary wasn't much use.
Oh, he's just a pen pusher. We need someone who never forgets a face. Tony Austin.
That's right.
Detective Inspector Johnson, Detective Constable Skase.
We had the crime prevention officer in here last week.
Actually, we're here on another matter.
Oh.
Is there somewhere less public?
Yeah, it's through here.
I take it you're familiar with most of your club members, yeah?
I'm on first name terms with most of them. Why? Somebody doing something they shouldn't?
Does the name Stuart Ronson ring any bells?
Stuart, yeah. Nice bloke. He was in here last night, as it happens. Is he in some sort of trouble?
What time did he leave?
10-ish.
Was his boss with him when he left?
No, he left around 9. Stuart hung on for a bit. Why don't you tell me what this is about?
Stuart was murdered sometime last night. You were one of the last people to see him alive, so obviously anything you might be able to tell us would be appreciated.
Of course.
Did you notice anything odd about him?
He was his usual self. Told me a couple of jokes. Now, hold on. He made a call around 10. He looked a bit peeved when he came back. I thought maybe his wife wanted him home or something.
Any idea who he called?
I don't know him that well.
Do all club members have their own lockers?
Of course.
Well, I thought his wife reckoned he knew where to draw the line when it came to flirting.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll leave him there for his wife to find, eh? She's got enough problems. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for your help, Mr. Austin.
I'd like to say it's a pleasure, but that's not quite the right word, is it?
No, try that.
2 more things to add to the list, Danny. Ronson made a phone call from the sports centre about 10 o'clock. Whoever it was he spoke to, put the wind up him. See if you can get a trace on outgoing calls.
Plus, the DI found a packet of 3 in his locker.
Well, he obviously liked to be prepared.
Right then. As soon as the DI gets back from the council, we'll go right through everything we've got.
Let's just say Stuart enjoyed the finer things in life.
Well, like women, for example.
Desk this way. Look, as long as it doesn't interfere with their work, I really don't care what anyone gets up to in their spare time.
Thank you. I take it he was good at his job, then?
He was an excellent administrator. I don't know how we're going to manage without him.
Mr. Chamberlain, do you know of anyone who might have had it in for him?
Oh. Not offhand, no.
Look, if you know that he was in some kind of trouble, it's necessary that you tell us about it.
All I was going to say was Stuart wasn't perfect by any means.
Meaning?
Look, a few years back, he did something a little unethical. Basically, I caught him with his hand in the till.
How do you mean?
All our building work is put out to tender to private contractors.
And?
But they put in their bid in a sealed envelope, which is kept in the safe. The lowest bidder gets the work.
Unless the competitors get wind of what the lowest bid is likely to be.
That's about the size of it. I found that Stuart was opening the bids and taking backhanders. It was nothing much. A few £100 here and there.
A sackable offence, I would have thought.
Normally, yes. But when I confronted him with it, he came clean. He was just starting out. Wife, mortgage, all that.
So you covered up for him?
Yes, I did. But it's not too late for me to be dropped in it if you start raking over the old coals.
Do you think he might have been tempted again, this time for higher stakes, maybe?
Wouldn't be worth blotting his copybook. And anyway, you have a pretty hard job keeping it from Mrs. Howard.
Mrs. Howard, who's that?
His secretary. That's her over there. I was going to break the news myself in a minute.
Do you mind if we have a word?
Go ahead. I'll take you over to her.
Mrs. Howard?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chamberlain. Mrs. Howard, Detective Inspector Johnson, this is Detective Constable Skase. I'm afraid I've got some rather bad news. We found the body of Stuart Ronson this morning.
What's happened to him?
He was found on a patch of waste ground near Canley Sports Centre.
What?
He's been murdered.
How?
He was shot. Mrs. Howard, obviously you and Stuart worked very closely together.
Yeah.
Do you know if he was in some kind of trouble?
Not that I know of.
At one time, Stuart was caught interfering with some confidential tenders.
News to me.
Presumably, if he was doing it again, you'd know about it.
Yeah, of course I would.
Now, please, think carefully.
I don't know anything. Look, I'm sorry.
Ronson murdered for not coming across with a tender. Sounds a bit of a tall story to me.
Yeah, can't say I go bundle on it myself. Okay, let's go and see how forensics are getting on.
I need to speak to you. I know who did it.
Mrs. Howard,
Who killed Stuart, I know.
Mrs. Howard, please.
It was John.
Mrs. Howard.
John, my husband. It was my husband that killed Stuart.
How long were you and Stuart Ronson having this affair, Mrs. Howard?
About a year.
Then what? Your husband found out?
Well, no, I told him. I told him everything. And maybe if I hadn't, we wouldn't be in this mess.
So, how did he react?
Well, I should have known how he'd take it. You see, John's not one to get riled. He lets things prey on his mind. We didn't talk for a couple of days, and then one day he just turns around and says, why don't we put all this behind us? Fresh start and all that.
So, how did he come to kill Ronson?
Well, I thought if I could get them to meet up, then maybe John would scare him off.
Why did you go to such lengths? You broke off the affair, your husband forgave you. End of story, surely.
Stuart didn't want to end it. He wanted me to carry on being his bit on the side. He led me on, you see. Kept saying he was going to leave her, his wife. I soon cottoned on, though.
I see. So how did you manage to get Stuart and your husband to meet up?
I got Stuart to call me at the house. And then when the phone rang, I let John answer.
And then you overheard John arranging to meet him?
More or less.
What did you expect the outcome of this meeting to be?
Well, that John would sort things out, you know, man to man.
Well, he certainly did that.
Well, I didn't think he was going to go out and kill him, did I?
What does your husband do for a job, Mrs. Howard?
Security guard. It's the only work he could get since he came out of the army.
Any idea where he might have got hold of a gun?
Yeah, he's got one he kept as a souvenir from the Falklands. Keeps it in the toolbox, I think.
And you had no idea he had it with him when he left?
Well, of course I didn't. I would have stopped him otherwise, wouldn't I?
So, what did he say when he got back?
All he said was, don't worry, love, it's sorted.
Which you took to mean what, exactly?
That they'd had it out. Look, why are you asking me all these questions? I told you my husband did it. Why don't you go and talk to him?
It's all right, Mrs. Howard. We have to go into details. We have to put together a picture in our mind of exactly what happened. That's all.
I see.
Is your husband a violent man, Mrs. Howard?
But John? Must be joking. He's a big softy, really. Not that he can't take care of himself, though.
So it must have come as a bit of a surprise, then, when you learned he'd murdered Ronson.
Well, maybe he lost his rag. I gave him plenty of reason to, didn't I?
You broke off the affair, told your husband. Ronson kept pestering you, so you set it up so that your husband could have a word. Is that right?
More or less.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mrs. Howard, but I can think of simpler ways of forcing Ronson to back off, like telling his wife.
Well, he could always deny it, couldn't he? Well, what would that make me look like? I was used to getting his own way, Stuart was. Could get nasty if he didn't.
How do you mean nasty? Did he get violent?
Well, yeah. Yeah, he did. A couple of times he got a bit rough.
We know from his wife and boss that he was a bit of a lad, but violence? They never said anything about that.
Well, maybe they didn't know him like I did. You know, it's not easy for me coming in here and talking to you like this.
I'm sure it isn't, Mrs. Howard. But I can assure you, you did exactly the right thing.
There is one more thing.
Yeah?
You don't exactly appear too worried about turning your husband in.
I was just going to say, what'll happen to him?
He'll be arrested and interviewed. Obviously, we'll need to hear his side of the story.
Of course. Right. You know, it can be a bit of a fool sometimes, but he's really done it this time, hasn't he?
There we go, Danny. We've got the gun.
And in a few minutes, we'll have the man who pulled the trigger.
Now, that's what I call a result, Gov.
Gov.
All yours.
John Howard.
That's right.
Detective Inspector Johnson, this is Detective Constable Skase. We're investigating a murder, and I believe you can help us.
Yeah?
I need to ask you a few questions, but in fairness to you, I must caution you
This
that...
murder, when was it supposed to have happened?
Last night.
I was at home with the wife.
And she'll confirm that, will she?
Of course she will.
John Howard, I'm arresting you for the murder of Stuart Ronson. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
I told you. I was at home. All night.
Look, if you change your mind about wanting a solicitor, just let me know, okay?
What would I want with a brief?
You know the Canley Sports Centre?
I've heard of it.
About a quarter of a mile down the road, you come to the Common. Ever been there?
Can't say I have.
We have reason to believe you arranged to meet Stuart Ronson there. Then you shot him. Through the head.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do, Mr. Howard.
I was at home all night. You can ask my wife.
I didn't just pick your name out the phone book, you know. It was your wife who told us.
What?
Your wife told us that last night you arranged to meet Stuart Ronson on the Common near the Canley Sports Centre.
You're just saying that.
Look, I could very easily make this the shortest interview I've ever conducted. But I'm not unreasonable. We like to let people have their say. Now, were you or were you not near the Canley Sports Centre last night? Could you answer the question, please, Mr. Howard? D.I. Johnson produces pistol. Yours, I believe.
Might be.
John, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. We found it in your house for starters, and I'm prepared to make a pretty substantial bet. The fingerprints on it are yours, and the bullet that killed Stuart Ronson was fired from this gun. Souvenir from the army days, was it? I'm going to ask you just one more time. Did you arrange to meet Stuart Ronson last night on the Common near the Canley Sports Centre, and did you then shoot him with this gun?
Susan told you this?
She even told us where you keep it. Why? Does that surprise you?
But I did it for her. I thought that's what she wanted. That pig, she said, I wish he was dead.
Do you mean she told you to kill him?
In a way, yeah. She told me she'd been carrying on with him. I wanted to forget about it, but it was her kept bringing it up over and over again.
So why did you do it?
Because she said a real man wouldn't put up with it. A real man, she said, would go and tear the other bloke limb from limb. She kept saying it over and over again.
John, do you know what incitement is? It's when someone puts someone else up to committing a crime. Now, some say it's as serious as the crime itself. Did Susan tell you to murder Stuart Ronson?
God, I don't know.
John, she showed absolutely no compunction whatsoever about turning you in. When we arrested you, you were convinced she'd provide you with an alibi, weren't you? Weren't you? Well, she didn't. Do you want some time to think about this?
Sally, even if you're right, you don't need me to tell you how hard it is to make a charge of incitement stick.
Oh, come on. That doesn't mean it isn't worth a try.
All right, you get the evidence and then we'll see.
You were right.
Interview with John Howard commencing at 1300 hours. Officers present, Detective Superintendent Wells, Detective Inspector Johnson. John Howard, I have to remind you, you are still under caution.
John, have you thought about what I said to you before?
Yes.
Good. Okay. A moment ago, you suggested Susan egged you on to kill Stuart Ronson. I wonder if you
I don't have anything to say about that.
I don't understand.
I changed my mind. Simple.
Why? Why have you changed your mind?
I thought about it. I got it wrong. I went too far.
John, listen to me. You don't deserve this. Your wife has behaved appallingly. She cheated on you, then incited you to kill her lover, then she turned you in.
It's not her fault.
You committed a murder for her. Have you any idea what the maximum sentence for murder is? There really is nothing you wouldn't do for her, is there?
Look, I pulled the trigger, I killed Ronson. You can say whatever you want, but nothing in this miserable world is going to make me do or say anything that will bring harm to Susan. Nothing. All right?
I quite fancied myself as an army wife.
But he left the army, didn't he?
Falklands. Put him right off. Next thing I knew, he went straight ahead without telling me. I mean, he's not a bad bloke or anything, but...
Your marriage didn't turn out quite like you expected.
Something like that.
Why didn't you just divorce him?
He'd go to pieces if I so much as mentioned it.
So, then you met Stuart Ronson. He turned out to be a bit of a letdown as well, didn't he?
Do you fancy being someone's bit on the side?
Don't suppose I would. Aren't you even curious about how the interview with your husband went?
I suppose so. Why, what did he say?
When we arrested him, he seemed to think you'd provide him with an alibi. Why do you think that was?
How would I know? Look, why don't you just get to the point?
John told us that you taunted him about not reacting like a real man over the affair, so he went out to prove that he wasn't a wimp. He did it for you.
More for him. Did he really say I told him to kill Stuart?
No, Susan, he didn't. And that's what's really sad about all this. Thanks for the coffee.
John Howard of 33 Cheetham Road, you are charged that on the 10th of November at Canley Road, you murdered Stuart Ronson. That is against the peace. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Who said romance was dead?
Yes?
DS Craig, WPC Cross, Sun Hill. We're looking for a Sally Firth.
That's me. Sorry, I've been in the car since the other officers left. I couldn't face waiting inside. I'm moving out after this. Not of living here anymore.
When did you find you'd been broken into?
This morning on my way to the gym. It's where I work. I stopped by to pick up some of my things. The back window's been broken.
And you think that happened last night?
Well, I was here till 6, but I stayed overnight with a friend. Party. My sister's away too. We share the flat.
Where is she?
Yarmouth till Friday. I live here mostly on my own. Oh, that's her room. But I don't think it's been touched.
Oh?
Nothing's gone. That's what's so horrible. I mean, not even my watch. It was on the mantelpiece. But you better see what he's done in my room.
And where's that?
Through there.
I take it you had nothing to do with this?
He's been on the bed. Through all my clothes, shoes, washing.
Okay, come on.
When a call comes through, you don't have to listen to what she says. Once you've recognised the voice, just press the one button on the keypad.
Oh, I recognise her voice all right.
And when you press the one button, the call will be logged and we can trace her.
Yeah, well, you better, because I can tell she's not messing about.
Don't worry, Andrea. We'll find her.
It's all very well, isn't it? When I get abused, get me windows smashed, get broken into.
Oh, now she's started phoning, we can put a stop to it all.
I don't know why I've agreed to help you out. It's been nothing but grief ever since.
We needed you, Andrea. Look, without the use of this flat, we've never got the evidence to charge Webster. From here, we could see everything.
Yeah. And all of his little addicts can see me. And one of them, one of his girlfriends, wants me dead. We were supposed to keep it a secret. What time's his trial finish?
It'll soon be over.
Well, I hope the judge lets him off. Oh. Because if Webster goes down, she, whoever she is, won't just be making phone calls. She's going to start taking action. There was a bloke, came to fix a window.
Yeah?
Really gave me the creeps, where he kept looking and stuff.
When was that?
Oh, about 6 weeks ago. And when I made him a cup of tea and came back, I found him in my sister's room. Oh, it made me want to have a shower after he'd left.
Do you remember his name?
No. But I've got the card of the company.
Great.
Here. Bob's Glass.
Thanks.
Any news from Jim?
No, nothing, sir.
There's a good chance that Andrea Harrison will get another phone call soon. Webster's just gone down for 15 months.
What, only 15 months?
A kilo of smack and a couple of sawn-offs.
Yeah, I know it's a light sentence, but Webster won't see it like that.
Any of his girlfriends in court?
Yeah, a couple. They started to cry when Loverboy was taken down.
Shame. Well, they're going to need to find a new supplier, aren't they?
Sounds like our man again.
Yeah, she's young, mainly on her own.
And it's not property he's after.
How's he keep picking them?
He must have been in her bedroom quite some time. He's getting bolder. Right, Bob's Glass. Let's go and see what he's got to say for himself.
Smoke?
No, thanks. I could murder a cup of tea.
Yeah. Hello? What now?
We'll just leave it. You can make me that cup of tea if you like. Get on with the hoovering, whatever. Just ignore it.
Right.
And then when you feel like it, you can put it back on the hook. Just don't listen to see if she's still there, all right?
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to radio in.
Hello? Anybody about?
It's all go in the glass business today.
Yeah, well, OK, Jim. You stay with her if that's what she wants. And I'll get onto the nuisance calls unit now.
Well, let's hope they don't trace the call to a payphone. A real drag having to stake one of those out.
Hello? Yeah, this is DS Pierce from Sunhill. Just to let you know that Andrea Harrison has just received a call in the last few minutes.
Sorry about this. Carol's off sick. 2 weeks now. Can't fathom her system.
So you don't keep a record of which employee does which job?
Under normal circumstances, but they've had to streamline the business recently. Like a lot of big firms. Cut the workforce by half. Sangster.
No.
Look, Mr. Cochrane.
Bob, please. Sure, everyone calls me Bob. Sally Firth.
Yeah.
Flat A, 46 Gatley Road.
You remember the job now?
Oh, aye.
Who did it?
Jarrett. Colin Jarrett. Full of himself. I'm pretty sure he did all the jobs you mentioned.
Where is he now?
Don't know. Seriously, I don't. He left about a month ago.
Yeah. The telephone line's under the name of Ernest Gould, 28 Dorrell Road.
Ernest? It'd be too simple to expect a woman's name.
Yeah.
Well, he might have a wife or a daughter. Get down there. You'll probably find another one of Webster's girlfriends.
Jarrett Colin, 34. Previous for burglary, been out 6 months.
Yeah, I thought I knew the name. He should have been done for raping the victim too, but the girl was in no fit state to testify.
LIO?
Thanks, Donna.
Yeah. Sarge? Right. Yeah. Cheers. Bye. Message from someone called Sally Firth. She wants you to call round. Very upset, apparently.
Okay.
DCI Meadows from TS Pierce.
Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, the house is empty, sir. In fact, it's for sale.
OK, Danny. Check out all the possible key holders and get back to me. Start with the estate agents. Somebody's been there.
All right, fine. Mary's just bringing the details, but I don't see how that's possible.
Well, the call was traced to the house this afternoon.
But it's been empty for at least 18 months, ever since the owner died.
Who was that?
Gould, I think. Thank you, Mary. Yes, Ernest Gould.
Mr. Gould have any family?
They disappeared.
I see.
They'd have been evicted anyway. They owed the mortgage company and more besides. Happens a lot around here.
And no one's interested in the property.
Why not?
The asking price. The mortgage company are prepared to wait until the market recovers.
Has anyone been around lately?
Not since September '92.
Not even to check it's all right?
Well, of course. Mary does that every so often.
Well, Mary?
Yes.
Mind if we have a chat with her?
Go ahead. Mary? Mary!
All right to use your office?
Sure. Go ahead.
Right. I saw him. The glazier. Out the back. I was filling a bucket in the sink and there he was, watching.
So you got a good look at him? Same guy that fixed the window?
Yes.
Can you tell us what he was wearing?
Oh, donkey jacket thing, black. He was carrying a helmet, a crash helmet. Black boots, jeans. I screamed as loud as I could. And he just smiled. He would have come in, but a dog started barking somewhere.
Calm down, yeah?
He's got a key! I know he's got a key.
What makes you say that?
I checked with my sister, the spare key's missing, and I haven't had time to change the locks.
It's really a very simple question. Were you at the house for sale in Dora Street earlier today?
Yes.
Have you been using the phone there?
Yes.
Making calls to Andrea Harrison?
Yes, I have. It was me.
Now, you're sure you know what you're admitting to?
Quite sure. She deserved it.
We got her.
Thank God for that.
She's down at the station now.
Who is it?
It's a Mary Burton.
What, off the estate?
No, she's not.
But she's one of Webster's girlfriends.
Well, we're checking that out now.
Not a very nice thing to do, is it? Threatening to kill someone. Must be a good reason.
Please, just charge me with whatever it is you're supposed to charge me with. I've answered all the necessary questions.
Tell me, how far were you prepared to go with these threats? All the way? Fix her pretty face so that no one will ever look at her again.
You think I'd...
Don't know. You tell me.
No.
Just threats, then?
Yes.
Pity Andrea Harrison didn't know that. You sounded convincing enough on the phone.
I was only...
What?
I wasn't going to let her spoil things.
What things?
She's young enough to have other chances.
What do you mean?
With other men. It isn't easy, you know. I live at home with my parents. Two things used to keep me going. My part-time job at the estate agents and being a visitor at the prison. My brother's chaplain there. I was beginning to despair before I met him.
Who?
I wasn't expecting it to happen. I take my prison visiting very seriously, but that's where I met him. Suddenly I had a chance.
What's his name?
Colin. Colin Jarrett.
Donna tells me you're looking for a Colin Jarrett.
Found him.
His girlfriend.
What?
Escases with her downstairs. Mary Burton. She's our telephone menace.
Jarrett's girlfriend?
She was his prison visitor. That's how they met, apparently, the last time he was inside.
Says Jarrett's having an affair with Andrea Harrison.
Andrea was broken into, wasn't she?
Yeah, part of the vendetta against her for letting us use her flats.
What was taken?
Nothing much.
What are you getting at?
Did she have any windows broken?
Yeah, the day after Webster was arrested.
Who fixed them?
No idea.
Jarrett used to work for Bob's Glass. We think that's how he picks his targets.
Check the break-in details with Jim. I'll talk to Burton myself. We need to find this Jarrett character.
Well?
I need to ask you a couple more questions.
Sure.
When you had your windows broken, do you remember who fixed them?
No.
Was it Bob's Glass?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Do you remember the bloke?
No.
When you were broken into, did you have much taken?
No, not really. I was lucky. Lucky.
So they just messed up your bedroom?
Yeah. Went through all my clothes. I don't know why. Perhaps they got disturbed before they could do anything else. Anyway, what is all this?
Well, apart from the broken windows, we don't think this has got anything to do with Mick Webster's arrest.
What do you mean?
We've been investigating another man who's been breaking into women's houses. And your phone caller, oh, she's got no connection with Mick Webster.
And you've only just found this out?
Well, yes.
You mean I've been through all this for nothing and I've got to just change my phone number?
I'm sorry.
So if it wasn't one of Webster's lot, who's been in my flat?
Have you ever met Andrea Harrison?
No.
How did you learn about the affair?
It was just a suspicion at first. But we'd made so many plans for the future. I couldn't bear to see that ruined.
So what did you do?
I knew Colin was using the telephone, calling someone. Once after he'd gone, I pressed the redial button. The phone has a display and the number showed up. I then searched through all of his things and eventually matched it to a name. Andrea Harrison.
So Colin has a little black book, does he?
I'm not proud of what I've done. But do you really have to rub my nose in it?
Look, I'm asking you because I think you've made a mistake. Colin is up to his old tricks again. Andrea Harrison is not his lover. She's one of his victims.
What?
He burgled her flat.
No. No. Definitely not. Colin wouldn't start that again. Besides, he has no reason to.
Yeah?
I don't earn very much, but it's enough for both of us.
And where is he now?
I don't know.
Come on, Mary. Do you know what the maximum penalty is for issuing threats to kill? It's 10 years.
But I didn't mean it like that.
No?
No.
So when did Ernest Gould come back from the grave to get his phone reconnected? Or did you do it?
I did it.
And what else have you been getting up to down there?
Me and Colin, we needed somewhere to go. At home, it's not exactly private.
So you took over somebody else's house instead?
I didn't see the harm in it. It'd been empty for such a long time. I paid all the bills. It was somewhere safe. For both of us.
Is Colin there now?
What happened to her?
It depends if you press a complaint.
Yeah, mistake or not, she needs locking up. I want that bloody woman to suffer the misery I've been through. Oh, forget it. Drop the whole thing.
You sure?
Please, just go. Come on.
I think this is him.
Suspects entering backyard.
Go on, Jarrett. Stop, police! Susie, your way.
Stop!
Go on, Jarrett. Get your crash helmet off. DS Craig, WPC Cross, Sun Hill. Let's take a look inside, shall we? Come on. Here you go.
Sorry about that. I didn't know you were the police. You okay?
Fine.
I thought you were from the estate agents.
How come you've got your own set of keys, eh? Go on.
Nothing done here, Sarge.
Right, let's try upstairs. So what were you doing here?
It's for sale. Thought I'd have a look around.
Nothing in there, Sarge.
Okay. Well, this is cosy. Any of this yours?
No.
Take a look round, would you, Susie?
All right, so I've been living here.
Really?
With a friend. Nowhere else to go.
Is that so? And where were you this afternoon?
On my bike.
Whereabouts?
Nowhere special.
46 Gatley Road?
Where's that?
The flat belonging to Sally Firth, remember?
No.
Well, you should do. You were there last night as well.
Rearranging our clothes.
Don't know what you're talking about. I was here. Be surprised if you find anything that fits you.
According to Bob's Glass, you fixed a lot of windows belonging to young single women.
I was lucky.
They weren't. Several was subsequently burgled.
Oh, right, so that makes it handy to stick the blame on me.
By fixing their windows, you got hold of their names, addresses, telephone numbers, and no doubt you had a good look round while you were there.
All right. I'm guilty. I've lived in a house that isn't mine. But that doesn't mean I've burgled all these other places, does it?
A fantastic coincidence, is it?
No, you're just guessing. Hoping more like that I've got something to do with it. Well, I haven't.
I don't believe you.
Okay, then. Where's all the gear I'm supposed to have nicked?
There isn't any.
What?
Nothing's been taken.
That is classic. Colin Jarrett, I'm charging you with stealing absolutely nothing. How'd you plead?
Nothing except a key.
What?
You know, like last time, when you stole the key from that young girl. Waitress, wasn't she?
I never touched her.
No.
No.
Just never came to court, did it?
I didn't do it.
You were about to do it again, weren't you?
I'd never do anything like that. Ask Mary. She knows me better than anyone.
Oh, we will.
Good. She's a pillar of strength, Mary. Gives me the support I really need to make a go of things. We're going to get married. Not as soon as I've set up my own business.
And you spent last night and every other night this month with her in your flat in Durrell Road, hmm?
Yeah. All night, every night.
And she can vouch for that, can she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where was Colin last night?
At the house in Durrell Road.
All night?
Yes.
Well, that's a shame. Because we're looking for somebody very dangerous, and we thought we'd caught him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help you.
He's been breaking into flats, young girls' flats. Hasn't been stealing anything, he's just been going through their possessions, their clothes especially. And why would somebody do that, I wonder?
I don't know, but it's not Colin. He wouldn't harm anyone.
He did once.
She was 19, from Hull. Very lively, outgoing girl. A lot of fun, apparently. That was, of course, before Colin attacked her.
He didn't attack her.
He raped her, Mary. And he only got away with it because she was too frightened to come to court. And she's still recovering. So, each and every night for the last month you've been with Colin. All the time together. And yet you still suspected him of having an affair.
If only he'd stayed with me.
So he wasn't there last night. And the other nights?
Yes. In the beginning, all the time. And then he wasn't always there, and I didn't know where he was. He was telling lies more and more, thinking I couldn't catch him out. It was the last thing I wanted to do. That would have been the end of it. going back to my parents.
So when he didn't come back last night,
I thought he must be seeing that girl.
Andrea Harrison.
I just wanted to frighten her off without Colin finding out it was me.
You said you got a name from a notebook. Where does Colin keep this notebook?
Mary come at Trumps then, did she?
This way. Do you recognise this crash helmet?
Yeah, of course I do. You can tell a lot about a helmet by the quality of the lining. Mary.
Interesting collection of telephone numbers and Christian names. Andrea Harrison, Sally Firth.
Mary told you.
And here's a key.
Good. Soon match that up.
Where is she?
Hold it, Mary! Come here!
Steady on, son.
Come here.
Calm down. Come on. Come on, this way. Calm down. Hey, you! You can't keep me in here forever. And when I get out of here, she's dead!
What we got on him?
Best burglary.
Well, let's hope we can make it stick.
Those jokers still on the air.
Another turbocharged tune on Crash FM, the brand new
If
single
our friends in front have done their own work, should catch them red-handed.
You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be one of those.
What, a DTI radio investigator?
A DJ, Mike.
MC McCann.
Yo, he's your man. You know, I lost about 99% of my street cred when I put on this uniform. And now look at me, helping to close down a radio station.
Here we go.
Well, bang goes the other 1%.
They're still transmitting.
Yep, we just heard. What we expected.
Well, I hope not. I was counting on the element of surprise.
No, I mean by the estate manager.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was talking to him when I was round this morning. I've sent Harry to fetch him.
Looks like they got their supporters then. Nah, probably did it themselves.
Oh, I don't know. It's a very popular station.
It's a clever bit of business, sir. Borrows the money from a loan shark, buys LSD, ecstasy...
How much money?
10 grand.
So it's not for his personal use, then?
Hardly, sir. Then he sets up this rave.
Well, the one that's supposed to be going down tonight?
Yes, sir. So he gets the kids out to a derelict factory, middle of nowhere, charges them to get in, flogs them his drugs at rip-off prices, pays off his debt, pockets the profit. He can't lose.
Unless someone gets in the way.
Yes, sir. Now, the rave's been heavily sold on Crush FM.
These are the pirates who've been broadcasting on our frequency?
Yes, sir. And they're announcing a venue tonight over the air, if they're not shut down first.
So don't we have the radio agency in today?
Yes, sir. Susie Croft's out with them now.
So you find out who's running the station and they tell you who's running the rave?
That's the general idea, sir.
We've tried everything. Steel doors, barbed wire, anti-climb bait. They still manage to get up here, though. I've seen them shin up these blocks like human flies, and the damage they do.
We are. Runs down to a flat 2 floors below. Unoccupied, officially.
And that's where the studio is.
Let's find out, shall we?
If you've come with that contract for Capital
Detective
Radio,
Sergeant Pierce, Sam Hill.
Bobby Hall, your voice of choice. You want to come in, Sergeant?
Yes, please. Come on, turn it down a bit.
What? You don't like soul music?
Don't the neighbours complain?
Oh, they're out most afternoons, breaking into people's homes. You know what white people are like, Star?
Is this the sort of music you play on your show?
Nah, I'm also play rap and ragga. It's what they want.
What, who wants?
My public. But I slip in some sweet soul music now and again, you know? Educate the masses. What do you like, Sergeant?
Jazz? Heavy metal? Take that.
So, you don't deny you're on Crush FM?
9 to midnight, 3 nights a week, plus a weekly slot at St Hugh's. Why should I deny it?
It's against the law.
Now you're trying to catch me out on a technicality.
So, who runs Crush FM, Mr. Hall?
Call me Bobby. All my fans call me Bobby.
All right, well, who bought the stuff? Who set up the station? You?
If only.
Who then?
I like being a DJ, Sergeant. I'm good. Someday I'll be big. Half the name DJs on radio started out as pirates, you know that.
Yeah, listen, Bobby.
I shot my boss, I lose my show. I'm sorry. I can't disappoint my fans.
This pay party that you've been promoting recently, you want to tell me a bit about it?
Sorry, boss.
Well, we have information that the organisers plan to use it to sell drugs.
What? A bit of wacky-backy?
Hard drugs in large quantities. So you're talking serious crime here. Possession with intent to supply, that can get your life.
Not me, Sergeant. I don't touch hard drugs, let alone sell them. I just play good music.
Who's running this rave, Bobby? You must know.
My boss gives me ads to read out on the air. Eat at Mr. Taj, drink at Calypso Club, shop at Rankin Records, I read them. That's all I know.
And who is your boss?
No way, Jose.
Not making much noise in there, are they?
They could have soundproofed the door. Mr. Wharton.
Nah, they've changed the locks.
Must have had the crime prevention officer around.
This is the radio agency and the police. Open up. Okay, Harry?
You have to do that.
I was afraid of this.
What's going on?
Well, where are they then?
Lord knows.
Ray, transmitter, shall I switch it off?
Oh, wait, what are you doing?
Pulling the plug on.
Well, then they'll know we're onto them. Can't you leave them on the air until we can trace the studio?
Sorry.
Oh, we need more than this.
One, they're using a microwave link, beaming the signal from the studio somewhere down there to this dish, then up to the aerial on the roof. Very difficult to trace. Two, if we leave your mates in uniform dangling in the wind, no reliable communication.
Mr. Monroe will not be a happy man.
Oh, just for a couple of hours until we can get to the people behind it.
Susie, a kid almost died last night because George Garfield couldn't get through on his PR to call an ambulance.
I didn't know that.
So that will shut them down, will it?
Well, for a day or two, till they find another tower block, buy another transmitter.
You can pick them up for a couple of £100.
And they'll be back on the air. Susie's right. It's the studio we want with the gear and the people.
But you can't trace it.
All we can do is narrow the field a bit. Then it's down to you. House-to-house search if you've got the time. But there is one thing we can do. Right, Harry, do the honours.
Right.
There's a flyer for Crush FM.
Did him when they started the station last year.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, we've shut it down 3 times. They've just switched to a new frequency. That's why they've started jumping onto yours.
We're here. The dish points that way, a few degrees off northeast. So that puts the studio along this line. Distance of a mile, mile and a half. You'd expect it to be somewhere high up, but it needn't be. So long as it's got a clear line to the dish.
It crosses Faro Street.
Well, more or less. I mean, this is only rough.
Susie,
Yeah?
you know that shop Rankin Records, the one that advertises on the radio station?
What about it?
No, weren't you interested in it for some reason?
Yeah, Steve Rankin's got form for possession.
Isn't it here? Faro Street.
I better talk to Danny Pierce.
Something's going on round the back. A transit van arrived a few minutes ago.
Did you get Rankin's previous, Sarge?
Yeah. A few minor convictions for possession, cautions, fines, then possession with intent, 8 months.
Well, he got off lightly.
Class B, probably cannabis.
When was that?
4 years, nothing since.
Prison must have taught him a lesson.
Yeah, I had to be more careful.
I saw these at the Hammersmith Odeon.
What can I do for you?
I'm Detective Sergeant Pierce from Sunhill, and this is WPC Croft.
Like I say, what can I do for you?
Oh, you can start by telling us about Crush FM, Mr. Rankin. You had a letter about it recently from the Radio Communications Agency.
Probably thought it was junk mail, threw it away. Sorry, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, that's funny, because the station runs commercials for you. That's what the letter was about, telling you it's illegal.
Jamie.
Who's that, Mr. Rankin?
My kid brother. I bunged him a couple of £100 for publicity. You know, ads in the local press, flyers. I never thought he'd do anything against the law.
I'm surprised you're that bothered, Mr. Rankin.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm a respectable local businessman.
Yeah, with form for drug dealing.
Now, hang on. That was years ago. Look, he has to come back later then.
Yeah, 4 years ago, and you were sent down for 8 months.
Look, what's this ancient history got to do with pirate radio stations?
Do you go to raves?
Went to one once. Didn't like it, too noisy. Ask Jamie, it's more his scene.
Where is Jamie, Mr. Rankin?
Out back. Do you want me to fetch him?
No, it's all right. We'll go through.
Jamie, it's the police. Asking about some ads on a, what was it?
Crush FM.
Yeah, right. And a few other things. Mind what you say now, Jamie?
I'm WPC Croft, this is DS Pierce.
Them ads, I can't help you.
Oh?
It's the old story. I met a man in a pub.
Oh, yeah?
He said if I give him 50 quid, he'll get us on the radio. I'd been drinking, you know how it is.
What's all this stuff for, Jamie?
Pubs, discos.
But it's got nothing to do with pirate radio stations.
What? No.
Or raves.
We run discos. It's perfectly legit. Steve's been doing it for years. That's how he got the money for the shop.
So where'd you play?
Pubs, private parties. We did a police retirement last month. A detective inspector from Barton Street. I just playing my way all night.
You got any details?
Yeah, sure.
So?
Well, is that it then?
No, hang on. Jamie, this flyer, where'd you get it printed?
Dunno.
Oh, come on, Jamie.
It's the pub again. It's the way we do business round here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever need good sounds, you just give me a call.
Yeah, we'll do that. What was all that about, Susie?
I've got something, Sarge. Look at this. Paper, lettering, design, they're identical.
Yeah, no address on it. Where'd you go if you want something printed?
Local print shop. Come on, Sarge.
Hold on, Susie. I'll talk to the printer. You watch the back. I want to see where Jamie goes with that van.
Okay.
All right. Afternoon. I'm Detective Sergeant Pierce from Sunhill.
Oh, yes?
Wonder if you could help me, Mr.
Prentice. What can I do for you, Sergeant?
Is this your work?
Yeah.
And this?
Yeah. OK. So what?
And did you do them both for the same person?
Yeah. And I've not been paid for them yet either.
Can you tell me who you printed them for?
I printed those for Steve Rankin. There's a record shop down the road.
Thank you.
I did another one for him too.
Yeah?
A couple of weeks ago. I've not been paid for that either.
No, you have been helpful, Mr. Prentice. Thank you.
DS Pierce from Susie Croft. I've just found the new studio for Crush FM.
Good work, Susie. Where are they then?
Over there in that boarded up house. It's been empty for months. Right, see you later.
Hey, you're not joining us then? Ah, Susie, you'll miss all the fun.
Sorry, lads. Got to meet Danny Pierce.
They can't transmit from here. There's no elevation. But it's a perfect place to set up a link.
We need to fix the lock.
I wouldn't bother, mate. Ray Speed, DTI Radio Agency. You are?
Bobby Hall.
Your voice of choice.
He's one of your biggest fans.
Hey, hang on, bro. Where's your warrant?
After you, sir.
Right, Harry. Got your little book of receipts?
Oh, yes. You're not gonna nick it all.
Confiscate, Bobby. Confiscate.
You know the risks.
I told him we should have found somewhere safer. But oh no. We had to be back on the air today.
Told who?
You can take that lot for starters.
Vinyl. American and English. Some rare stuff.
That's my whole soul collection, man. Took me a lot of Saturday afternoons to find all them.
Hard luck.
Does it really take all this gear?
No, they can set up a station with a cheap transmitter and a portable cassette player. This one's a class operation.
Looks like Crush got a bad situation. Yet the DTI says we're a class operation. You've shut us down like you've done before. But we'll be back again, now rising off the floor. No, we won't be trashed. We won't be shushed. And no, we won't get crushed.
I wouldn't bet on it, mate.
That's dead good, that is. Should be on the radio.
Back again?
That's right, Mr. Rankin.
We'll make it quick this time. I'm just about to close shop.
Oh, well, let me save you the trouble.
Hey, do you mind?
I'd like to have a look around the shop and the flat.
What's this about then?
You know what it's about.
We've reason to believe there are drugs hidden on these premises.
Oh, get real.
Is your brother at home?
Upstairs.
Why? Call him down, would you? I've got something you both might want to hear. Save me saying it twice.
Jamie, get down here, now.
How's the disco business?
Thriving.
Hello, Jamie.
Can you believe it? They say they're looking for drugs.
I thought you might be interested, both of you. You know that pirate radio station, Crush FM, the one you'd never heard of?
Yeah. What about it?
They shut it down.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not just a transmitter this time. They got the whole thing. Decks, microphones, the works.
Sarge! All in the same box. It's very careless.
Do you want to explain?
The yellow ones are mine, for my disco and karaoke business, and the others, well, I'm looking after them for someone.
And if someone's name is?
Sorry, he's a mate. Can't drop him in it.
Well, the printer 3 doors down says he did them all for you, all 3 of them.
Well, that plonker. Look, just because I dropped him off at the print shop, that doesn't prove a thing.
So you don't know anything about Crush FM?
No.
Or this rave?
No.
And Jamie?
Same goes for him.
Well, let's hear it from the boy wonder himself, shall we?
Like Steve said, I don't know anything about the rave or the radio thing.
Well, that's odd. Because this afternoon I followed you from here to a boarded-up house where you met a man, Bobby Hall, who helped you unload gear from the back of your van.
Steve, I'm sorry,
Shut up. Just don't say a word.
Perhaps you'd both like to come down to Sunhill for a little chat. Now, I'm not arresting you, understand, so you don't have to come. But it might save a lot of aggravation later on.
Why don't you just do me for running the radio station? Unlicensed use of airways or whatever it is. 'Cause that's all you've got. And that's all you're gonna get.
Mr. Rankin, I'd like to ask you about these plastic bags which we found at your flat.
Come on. So it's a crime now, is it? Possession of polythene?
Well, these are the bags that drug dealers use. I mean, I'm sure you know that. To store a tab of E, some dope, a square of acid.
All right. That'll do. Now, I've come here of my own free will to sort this out. Get you lot off my back once and for all. Now, I've admitted to the radio station. But if you're going to keep on about these drug things, all these half-baked questions...
Perhaps we should leave it there for a while, Mr. Rankin.
For a while?
Interview terminated 1901. Can you just sign on there, please? Right. I'll have a quick chat with Jamie now, if there's no objections.
It's up to him, isn't it?
Is it? Right.
Just make sure it is quick. He's running the disco tonight.
Oh, where's that then?
Dog and Gun. It's karaoke night.
If you'd like to come with me.
Is that your dealer?
Yes, sir.
I hear you got a warrant. Did you find anything?
The sizzle, sir, but not the steak.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, we didn't find what we were looking for, sir, no.
Well, you're expecting a result?
He's put his hands up to running the radio station.
I'm talking about the drugs, Danny.
Well, it depends on what we get from his little brother. He's definitely the weak link.
Well, let's hope he is.
Well, I can understand why your brother's so angry with you, Jamie. He goes and finds a venue. An empty factory, is it? Or a warehouse down by the river?
Look, I've told you, I don't know what you're on about.
But now, with his radio station shut down, he's no way of telling the little ravers where it is, has he? And to top it off, there's his investment.
What investment's that, then?
All those drugs. Acid and E. 10 grand's worth, isn't it, Sarge?
So I heard, yeah.
Bought with borrowed money.
But he didn't go to the bank. People he went to are stone deaf and nasty with it.
No wonder he's looking so nervous.
Think about it, Jamie. Whatever happens, Steve's had it. Either we get him now, or when he tries to unload the stuff. Or in 2 or 3 weeks when he crawls into St. Hugh's casualty minus his kneecaps. See, if you tell us the truth now, maybe we can work something out. I mean, he's bought the stuff, but he hasn't actually tried to sell it yet, has he?
Sorry, I can't help you with any of this.
Close, are you? You and Steve?
He looks after me. I've done ever since my mum died.
So, how do you feel, then, to have dropped him in it? About the radio station?
Sick, if you must know. But I'll make it up to him.
To tell the truth, Danny, you did about as well as I expected. Maybe even a little better. I always thought it was a long shot.
The drugs were there, sir. In the shop or in a flat somewhere. I know it. We just couldn't find them.
Danny, call the drug squad. It's their business now. Yeah?
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Something I thought Danny should know. They're back on the air.
Who are?
The radio station, Crush FM.
I don't believe it.
And something else, probably connected. We've had a call from an estate manager on the Greenfield. Someone climbing around on a tower block.
Didn't take him long, did it? OK, Mr. Wharton, let's take a look, shall we?
You know what this is, Susie? Steve Rankin put money on it.
Sad?
He's going to set up a radio station again. Probably just for the night, so he can let the punters know about the rave.
I wouldn't chance it, would he?
He's got to. He's desperate.
He must know that we'll get it.
Oh, he may not. Besides, he won't actually be there. He'll probably be sitting in a pub with a dozen witnesses.
So who's this, then?
Well, remember what Jamie said to us about paying his brother back?
That's his van.
Looks like this is how he's doing it.
I saw the aerial going up on the roof and then that rope got thrown over the side.
Sarge, sounds like someone's transmitting from an empty flat up on the 8th floor.
Right. Now, someone better stay down here, keep an eye on things.
Well, I'll do that.
All right.
It's that one there.
Right, Mike, you take the roof, we'll take the flat.
Sarge.
Jamie, if you're in there.
Okay.
So where's Jamie then?
Well, there's only one other way out, Sarge.
Well, he obviously didn't intend this to last very long.
Here! He's here!
Sarge!
What? No. Stupid kid.
What's happening up there, mate? Oh, some prat thinks he's Batman. Come on, move back there, please. Move back.
Can't we have him, Sarge?
Not now.
Look, folks, come on, move back. Let's go home. Everyone go home. Come on. Look, sir, come on.
I know him.
Excuse me, Gary?
It's Bobby Hall.
What? I thought that was you up there.
It should have been. He was my mate. Known him since we were kids.
You know who's to blame for this, don't you?